discern that.
Now, you mentioned affirmative prayer. Can you give me an example of what it's like to pray in an affirmative way?
Affirmative prayer is basically acknowledging that what you're praying for and about, it's already occurring. You're affirming that it's already happening. I teach that whatever it is that we want, hope for, and desire, it's already within us. So an affirmative prayer is basically lifting your vibration to accepting and feeling that it's already occurring at some level, and then being receptive to it moving through you. I define prayer as embracing reality without trying to get anything from it. So affirmative prayer is a way by which you come in tune with what is and become receptive to the what is expressing through you, as opposed to someone on their knees pleading to give me something.
Right. Here's an example of probably a distortion of what you're talking about, but that bothers me. And this would be the kind of distortion. I have more money than I need right now, and the person knows that they're deeply in debt, but they're saying this affirmative prayer. You know, I have more money than I need right now, and you're thinking, that person's, they're not whatever. They're a liar. They're not,
Well, first of all, that's not a prayer.
Okay.
That's an affirmation.
Okay.
And I would say that I would switch that affirmation around. I would say I'm in tune with infinite supply, and all my needs are met, and begin to feel that. And then what happens is an individual will be guided and directed to do what is necessary to allow that to happen in their life. It's not going to drop out the sky necessarily. But if you begin to have a feeling tone, that you live in a friendly universe, that infinite supply is all around you, that divine opportunities are all around you, and you start to feel that, you act differently in the world. You see opportunities that you couldn't normally see. You start to, your steps are ordered by this new law of your being that you're now affirming. So like an affirmation brings you into a state of prayer where you're communing with existence itself, with the supply or the love or the peace or whatever seems to be lacking.
So let's just take the example. I'm in tune with infinite supply,
Right.
And then the thought comes up, no, I'm not. I have $20,000 of credit card debt, and I can't pay it off.
Right.
Then what do I do?
Now, if a person keeps doing that affirmation, they're not going to just be stuck with that sentence.
Right. Where does it go from there?
Underneath, there's going to be other things that begin to surface. Perhaps self-worth issues start to come forward. Perhaps abandonment issues start to come forward. You're going to start to uncover perhaps unforgiveness issues, because debt is oftentimes a function of unforgiveness. You'll start to get to what's really the issue. It's not $20,000 in debt, because you had to have a state of consciousness to produce that debt. Now, what is that state of consciousness? What is that belief? What is that you're really holding on to? And now when you begin to discover that, and you shine the light on that, now you can change it. Now you can create another affirmation. You can ask some empowering questions around that. There's many spiritual technologies that you can begin to use to transmute that energy, you see.
So what are the guidelines for asking the right kinds of questions?
You want to ask about the nature of reality. You want to ask how you can grow, how you can expand your awareness. But you don't want to ask questions like, why me? Why is this happening to me again? You don't want to ask, who's to blame? Who's to blame for this? You don't want your mind to go on a scrutinizing, fault-finding expedition. You want your mind to become an avenue of awareness of that which is true, that which is eternal. So you have to ask a question that leads you there, rather than lead you down the path of just more human experience and the human condition, which is a mockery of the divine creation.
Well, let's take a different example. Let's say somebody has had a hard time finding the kind of life partner, love partner that they want. And they just think, everybody else has the opportunity to find the love of their life but me. There must be something wrong with me.
Right.
And here I am doing some kind of affirmative prayer. I'm, right now at this moment, magnetizing the love of my life.
Right.
Walking in the door.
Right.
And then the voice comes in, come on.
Who do you think you are?
Yeah, look how old you are. You haven't found it yet. It's not going to happen.
Right.
Get real.
Right.
What am I going to do about that?
Well, first of all, instead of just concretizing love and saying about the life partner.
No, I want it to be a person. I don't want it to be the experience of the present moment. I want it to be a real...
I understand that. But you have to start somewhere.
Okay.
And so, and of course, there's no cookie cutter situation here. Okay? There's some people that don't love themselves. There's individuals who can't share love. There's individuals who believe that there's not enough good people around. I mean, there's all kinds of, so there's no cookie cutter situation here that we can just say, okay, this works for this. Even though there are books that would say that, I don't believe that. I believe that you deal with an individual. There are principles that work for everyone, but everyone is different.
Okay.
So if a person is looking for a divine mate, they're looking for a companion. They're looking for a way to express more love. I mean, we have to ask, what is the nature of relationships? What is its purpose? And the purpose of relationship is to perfect our loving and to be a place where we get to express love. So there are many people who don't have that. They're not even looking for that.
Yeah.
They're looking for a body, as you say, that maybe that makes them happy, something to this effect. Well, that's not what a relationship is for. A relationship isn't to make you happy. Relationship is a joint participation in the good of love and the good of God and the good of beauty. So first one has to, first of all, understand what the relationship is for. What is it? What is the life partner about? It's about growing and unfolding together in love.
No, it's about not feeling so lonely. I mean, what if that's the truth of why I want a life partner? I want someone to, Then
you're still going to be lonely with the person, because the person is not going to end your loneliness. Loneliness is inside. There are people that are with a lot of people that are still lonely, and there are people that are by themselves that aren't lonely. There are people who can be by themselves, be alone and not be lonely, and there are people that can be with someone and still be lonely. So that's an inside job. So if a person thinks that a relationship is going to heal that, then there's going to be a problem. Because when they get in that relationship, they're going to be glomming onto the person, they're going to be clinging, they're going to be demanding that person make them happy. Where are you going? You didn't get back here on time, I miss you. It's going to create a whole lot of other issues. And so the idea is you want to clean those issues up before you bring the partner in, or you want to realize that in the course of partnership, you're going to be working on those issues. You see, because the person is not going to heal those issues. That's internal.